Liv Morgan just went face-to-face with one of the most unpredictable superstars in WWE history, and what happened next left the entire locker room speechless. What's up, Suplex Rumble family? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the biggest moments, the most intense confrontations, and the drama that keeps us all on the edge of our seats. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell because we're diving deep into everything wrestling, and trust me, you don't want to miss what we've got coming your way. Today, we're talking about an absolutely explosive backstage encounter between Liv Morgan and Nikki Cross. These two incredible athletes brought the intensity, the emotion, and the kind of raw confrontation that reminds us why we love this business. So buckle up, because we're breaking down every single detail of this encounter, what it means for both superstars, and where this rivalry could be heading next. Before we get into the confrontation itself, let's set the stage and talk about where both of these phenomenal competitors are in their careers right now. Liv Morgan has been on an absolute tear lately. This is a woman who has transformed herself from someone many people underestimated into one of the most dangerous and cunning competitors in the women's division. Liv has shown time and time again that she's willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top. She's crafty, she's ruthless when she needs to be, and she's proven that she belongs in the main event picture. But here's the thing about Liv Morgan that makes her so compelling: she's always had this duality to her character. On one hand, you see the bright colors, the energy, the connection with the WWE Universe. But on the other hand, there's this darker edge that's been emerging, this willingness to cross lines that she might not have crossed before. And that makes her unpredictable. That makes her dangerous. Now let's talk about Nikki Cross. If there's one word to describe Nikki, it's chaos. This woman is absolutely fearless. She's the kind of competitor who will throw her body around with reckless abandon, who doesn't seem to feel pain the way normal human beings do, and who thrives in the kind of chaotic environments that would break most people. Nikki has this incredible ability to get into her opponent's head. Whether it's through her unhinged promos, her unpredictable in-ring style, or just the sheer intensity she brings to every single interaction, Nikki Cross is someone you do not want to cross paths with if you're not prepared for absolute mayhem. So when you put these two women in the same space, backstage, with tensions already running high, you're creating a powder keg just waiting to explode. Now let's get into the meat of this encounter, because what went down backstage was absolutely riveting television. From what we understand, Liv Morgan was in the backstage area, possibly after a match or preparing for an upcoming segment. The cameras caught her in what seemed like a relatively calm moment, but in WWE, those calm moments never last long, do they? Enter Nikki Cross. And immediately, you could feel the temperature in that hallway change. Nikki didn't just walk up casually. She came with purpose. She came with intent. And Liv, to her credit, didn't back down for a second. The confrontation started with words, and this is where both women showed exactly why they're so captivating on the microphone. Liv Morgan, with that edge we've been seeing more and more of lately, wasn't playing games. She made it clear that whatever issue was brewing between them, she wasn't intimidated. She wasn't going to be pushed around. But Nikki Cross? Nikki has this ability to toe the line between intensity and absolute unpredictability. You never quite know if she's going to laugh in your face or launch herself at you like a human wrecking ball. And that uncertainty? That's what makes her so effective. The back and forth between these two was electric. You could see other superstars in the background stopping what they were doing, sensing that something was about to go down. Production crew members were positioning themselves strategically, and you could just feel the tension radiating through the screen. Now, here's where things escalated. While we're not going to see these two actually come to blows in a backstage segment without proper setup, the physical intensity was absolutely there. The body language, the way they got right in each other's faces, the way neither one was willing to give an inch of ground. Liv Morgan showed that she's not the same wrestler who was getting overlooked years ago. She stood toe-to-toe with one of the most intense performers in the company and didn't flinch. Nikki Cross, meanwhile, brought that unhinged energy that makes her so unique. There were moments where it seemed like she might completely snap, and that unpredictability kept everyone watching on edge. Like all great backstage confrontations, this one didn't get a clean resolution. Whether it was officials, other superstars, or authority figures stepping in, the encounter was broken up before it could escalate into an all-out brawl. And honestly, that's perfect storytelling, because now we're all sitting here wanting more. We want to see these two settle this in the ring, where it really matters. Let's dig deeper into what's driving both of these competitors, because the best rivalries aren't just about two people who don't like each other. The best rivalries are built on compelling motivations and conflicting personalities. For Liv, this feels like it's about respect and proving that she's a top-tier competitor who won't be disrespected or overlooked. She's worked too hard to get where she is to let anyone, even someone as dangerous as Nikki Cross, intimidate her or make her look weak. There's also this element of Liv protecting her position. She's fought her way to relevance, to championship opportunities, to main event status. And she knows that in WWE, the moment you show weakness, the moment you back down, there are a dozen other hungry competitors ready to take your spot. so she has to stand her ground. She has to show that fearless attitude. For Nikki, this confrontation might be about something deeper. Nikki Cross has always been a character who operates on instinct, on emotion, on this raw, primal energy. She doesn't necessarily need a complicated reason to target someone. Sometimes, it's as simple as "you're in my way" or "I don't like the way you look at me," but there could be more to it. Maybe Nikki feels like Liv has gotten opportunities that she deserves. Maybe there's a personal slight we don't fully know about yet. Or maybe, and this is what makes Nikki so fascinating, maybe she just wants to create chaos because that's where she thrives. She's most comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and what better way to create discomfort than confronting one of the division's top stars? What makes this potential rivalry so intriguing is the contrast in their approaches. Liv Morgan has evolved into this more calculated, strategic competitor who picks her spots and uses her intelligence as much as her athleticism. Nikki Cross is pure chaos, pure instinct, pure unpredictability. When you have that kind of contrast, when you have order versus chaos, calculation versus instinct, you create the foundation for an absolutely compelling storyline. So where do we go from here? Because that backstage confrontation wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. In the immediate future, we're probably looking at some kind of match between these two. Whether it's a singles match on weekly television, a premium live event showdown, or something with a stipulation attached, WWE has to capitalize on this momentum. The beauty is that both women can deliver in the ring. Liv Morgan has shown incredible growth as an in-ring performer, with a moveset that's both athletic and impactful. Nikki Cross brings that hard-hitting, reckless style that creates can't-miss moments. Put them together in a competitive environment, and you're guaranteed entertainment. But let's think bigger. This confrontation could be the spark that ignites a months-long rivalry. Imagine if this becomes personal. Imagine if they start costing each other opportunities, interfering in each other's matches, bringing in allies or creating factions around themselves. There's also the championship picture to consider. If either one of these women is near a title or challenging for a title, the other could become the obstacle standing in their way. That adds stakes beyond just personal animosity. That creates layers to the storytelling. For us as fans, we can also dream about some incredible match possibilities. What if we get Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross in a no disqualification match where all that chaos can be unleashed? What about a last woman standing match? Or imagine them as part of a larger multi-woman match at a major premium live event, where their personal rivalry adds an extra dimension to the action? The possibilities are endless, and that's what's so exciting about this confrontation being the starting point rather than the conclusion. Suplex Rumble family, the backstage confrontation between Liv Morgan and Nikki Cross was exactly the kind of intense, compelling moment that reminds us why we love professional wrestling. Two incredibly talented performers bringing real emotion, real intensity, and setting up what could be an absolutely phenomenal rivalry. Both of these women have worked incredibly hard to get where they are in WWE. They've paid their dues, they've evolved as characters and performers, and they deserve to be in meaningful storylines that showcase their abilities. And from what we saw in that backstage encounter, they're both ready to deliver something special. So what did you think of the confrontation? Are you Team Liv Morgan or Team Nikki Cross? What kind of match would you like to see between these two? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I love hearing from you all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know what kind of content you want to see more of. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Suplex Rumble and hit that notification bell so you never miss our coverage of the biggest moments in wrestling. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, keep the wrestling conversation going, respect the business, and remember, in the world of WWE, anything can happen. This is Suplex Rumble, and I'm out.